Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Crypto Tips. Today we're going to talk about self-regulation, how you as an investor in cryptocurrency are actively influencing how this cryptocurrency space evolves. You play an integral part whether you know it or not. So if you weren't aware, keep watching and I'll tell you what you're actually into. It's pretty cool. I'm going to preface this video with a quick little story about one uneducated investor in particular and how he could affect how this cryptocurrency continues to evolve or develop. So Mark Cuban, I don't know if he's a celebrity or not. Certainly for the mainstream public, he is known as a successful investor. He's known as being on the show Shark Tank. He owns the Mavericks, which is an NBA team. But in the crypto community, this guy is known as the guy who would prefer to buy bananas over Bitcoin. He said this in October of 2019. Bitcoin was at the price of around $8,350. He could have bought a lot of bananas today had he bought Bitcoin back then, but that's neither here nor there. Furthermore, he actually solidified that sentiment even just 6 months ago, calling Bitcoin like a religion or a cult. Now, we have to ask, why is this guy now suddenly promoting the crap out of things like Polygon, like actually the most untested and risky way to participate in cryptocurrency, that is the DeFi space. Now, that's not to say I don't like the DeFi space. I love it. I love the innovation happening there, but it is untested. It is brand new. There's a ton of risk. This guy bypassed Bitcoin, is now pumping the crap out of DeFi. In my opinion, he's just trying to stay relevant. Now, he may be a relatively successful investor in the legacy financial system, but that is a far cry from being a reputable source of information in the cryptocurrency space. And that goes for any celebrity getting into crypto. They're doing so for marketing. They're doing so because it's a trending topic. They're trying to stay relevant. Please do not take financial advice from any celebrity, any tweet, whatever. Just stay away from it. You'll be all the better for it. Trust me. Now, if you don't believe me and you think Mark is a good investor, so that means, you know, he has certain skills that makes him actually a good investor in cryptocurrency, someone that you should be paying attention to. If he's investing in something, you should invest in it. I'm going to go ahead and prove you wrong by using Mark's own words. Now, this is regarding a situation with his investment and involvement in Iron Finance. He was a liquidity provider. He was an investor in the coin, and it was a mess. I did a video that talked about this last week or a couple weeks ago, and I highly recommend that you check that video out. I'll link it down below in the video description. But here's what Mark had to say about the situation. This is what proves that he is not a reputable source of information or anyone you should be taking investment advice regarding cryptocurrency. Number one, I mean, if the banana comment didn't get you, this one should. He says, it was all in black and white, how the math of the stablecoin and Titan worked. If I looked, it was there. How much needed to be added in order to support Titan, and what would happen if sales overtook ads. I chose not to do the work. Basically, the tokenomics of this platform, their stablecoin, their native coin, once the new investors ran out, it was going to drop, and that's exactly what happened, especially with the help of whales doing what they do, trying to test the protocol, trying to test, you know, what it's really all about when big money starts swinging in, and it crashed and it dropped like a rock and it's like at zero. So he chose not to do the work, yet that did not stop him from talking about it on his blog just days before this crash happened. He did not do the work. He said it himself. He's not taking responsibility for the fact that he essentially led a lot of people into this situation, having he himself not even, like, pretty much willingly not doing the work. He knew that he could have, but he did not. That's just one example. Now, what's even worse is that now that he's admitting that he himself, being an uneducated investor, not taking himself seriously and his investments seriously, not respecting that, now he's turning around and demanding that there's stricter regulations on the stable coin arena in this cryptocurrency space. Silly Marky, regulations are for sheep. I am sorry. Are you kidding me? You are saying that you were an uneducated investor, and so, you need a safety net. You need someone to hold your hand. You need someone to bop your hand when something seems scammy. I fully believe that everyone here who is watching this video, who is participating in this cryptocurrency space, 100% has the capability of learning the red flags, of becoming an educated investor in such a way that does not require these big central authorities to come through and place really strict regulations on how this cryptocurrency space can develop. Regulations means higher barriers of entry. It means smothering the kind of innovation that we could see in this cryptocurrency space. If regulations were able to be imparted onto decentralized platforms, which they can't, which is how DeFi is even able to exist at all. Thank you for it being decentralized. The fact that regulations, if you don't believe me that regulations create higher barriers of entry or smother innovation, if you're a US citizen, just try to go to coinlist.io. Just try to create an account there. Try to go to binance.com. Try to create an account there. You can't. That's your barrier of entry. Thank you to your regulators in your country. Here's why I am and always will be a huge proponent of self-regulation. Self-regulation means that you have an educated investor group that knows what the red flags are, that will refuse to invest in something that could be a scam. And here's why that's great. I got a couple points here. Again, it breeds more educated and intuitive investors. Hello, isn't that what we all want to be? Number two, it encourages the free market to produce things that further benefits the end user. If the users are demanding something better, and cryptocurrency being the beautiful free market that it is, the developers know they have a high bar to meet. They're dealing with educated investors. They're not going to be some dumb investor that's going to invest, that's going to, fall for a scam. Self-regulation is 100% more effective at keeping the developers accountable, because they can't make money. They're not going to be, building a platform that people are going to be using if it's a scammy platform, if there's red flags, if there's centralization, if there's, they've allocated themselves a huge amount of the supply, if there was an unfair coin distribution, people aren't going to touch it. So it keeps them accountable. It keeps them honest. It breeds the free market to produce, again, products that actually benefit the end user, that are actually all the more for it. It helps the platform, it helps the cryptocurrency space evolve into a much better product. Equally beautifully here, with self-regulation, there is zero risk of a centralized authority coming in and essentially serving their own self-interest, which is really anything that ever happens with regulation, right? Not only are they smothering innovation, they're raising the barriers of entry, they're doing so to serve their own best interest. They could care less about the end user of cryptocurrency. They want to take care of themselves, and they do every time. With self-regulation, that doesn't happen because they're not needed, and they just don't exist. Okay, that's my rant for today. That is my thoughts on self-regulation. And if you guys want to know how to become an educated investor, how to navigate this cryptocurrency space like a pro, I highly recommend you check out our CT Club. That's our paid membership group. It's $15 a month. It's on Patreon. We have a Discord group now as well. A link for all of those is down below in the video description, but especially for the Discord, that one has specific channels for the CT Club, but there's also public channels as well. So if you want to know what the community is like, a lot of them right now that are in it are CT Club members. They got early access. If you want to check it out, I highly recommend it. There's a link to the public channels down below in the video description. That's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys like this, I appreciate it if you leave a like. Hit subscribe with the bell notification turned on so you can get more videos like this. They're coming out daily. So I'll see you again very soon. But until then, I hope you're staying happy and healthy. Bye, guys.